Welcome to the Book of Light, Correcting Isis Unveiled, by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. The Book of Light is Origin and Purpose of Man and Universe. It is the third step of two parts of wisdom, Isis Unveiled, Secret Doctrine, and the third step is the Book of Light, which reveals the ancient teaching in a understandable form for the age of Aquarius. The Book of Light corrects Isis Unveiled in that way, and this is the first correction, that many people don't know that Isis Unveiled is the wrong title. The original title of that work, of that great work of Blavatsky, was and is actually The Veil of Isis. The Veil of Isis. Now they changed that because when the manuscript was sent to the publisher, the printing already began, and they discovered that there is another publication with the same title. So they were afraid of some copyright problems, and the publisher suggested that they change the title to Isis Unveiled. Now this is, of course, a completely different world, completely different content. There's a difference between unveiling something or writing about the veil of something. The Book of Light unveils Isis completely and also the secret doctrine. But here we have already a very great, I should say, mistake that has to be corrected. And of course Blavatsky was right to name the title The Veil of Isis. She wrote about the veil, not about what was behind the veil. What is behind the veil is unveiled in the Book of Light. Now this manuscript then was changed, as I already said, into Isis Unveiled. And Blavatsky agreed to that. She accepted it. Why the Veil of Isis? Because that book does not reveal the secrets of nature. This is done by the Book of Light in the third step. In the second step, by secret doctrine. Isis Unveiled, which is the wrong title, and the right title is The Veil of Isis, and for that reason it does not unveil the secrets of nature, but it informs the world about the existence of a once universal wisdom, knowledge, religion, you could say, that united us all. And this is written about in Isis Unveiled. So she wrote about the veil, not about what is behind the veil. There's a difference. And that wisdom religion, symbolized by the veil of Isis, or if you want to say so, by the goddess Isis, existed in secret, hidden, and now the time has come, because we are in the age of Aquarius, which changes slowly. Most people, or like Blavatsky so wonderfully always says, pari passu, step by step, changes the world, mankind, from believer into knower. Now that book, with changed title, Isis Unveiled, sold 10,000 copies in 10 days. No, wrong. I would say 1,000 copies in 10 days. And more then. Now what was meant by that term, wisdom religion? It means that all existing religions and philosophical systems have their origin in one knowledge once taught to us, to mankind, to early mankind, by the angels, by the devas. And that knowledge spread into the religions of today, now reunited in the third step in the Book of Light. So we from the Book of Light are maybe the only scripture that says all religions are perfectly right. There is no reason to fight against each other if they would understand their common core. That common core is revealed in the Book of Light. And then all religions can be practiced without stripping them of their individuality. Now back to Blavatsky. The purpose of publishing or writing the Book of Light was to correct, if necessary, also the teachings of Blavatsky, which are often, even by theosophists, very misunderstood, and also to restore the honor of that wonderful person who was the only person in the world that was chosen by the masters and ready to spread that new knowledge, which is very old but reawakened. So we are here no new world order or one union or one new world religion. We unite all religion without stripping them of their individuality. We have nothing to do with new world order. We are, if anything, we are old world order. Because that new world order movement, this is satanic, so beware of that. What a great task to be done by Blavatsky, because for the modern world it was the first time that they heard or read about this wisdom religion. And the purpose was also, and this is also the purpose of the Book of Light, not to condemn science. What most, or many esoteric people, and also theosophists, sometimes do. They say physical science of the day is wrong and so forth. It's not wrong. It is not wrong. It just lacks the other part, the spiritual part. And this is also revealed in Isis Unveiled and in Secret Doctrine and in the Book of Light. So that was something completely new. And she sort of pointed at science of today in the first volume of Isis Unveiled. And then in the second volume, she taught and wrote that religion alone, when taken literally, cannot satisfy anymore the need of people to answer the question, where do I come from? What is the source? And where am I really now? Am I just in this visible world, or is there more? And furthermore, very important, where am I heading to? Where do I go to? And these are the questions that most people were answered for most people in religions, but more and more people are not satisfied anymore with the answers. And yet all religions are right and perfectly okay. You just have to understand that sometimes they were translated wrongly, intentionally, and exactly that happened many times with the writings of Blavatsky. And this is why we are here, not to accuse this great soul. On the contrary, to show why Isis Unveiled and also secret doctrine is often misunderstood and put into a right corner or into a satanic corner and so forth. Another problem of Blavatsky, now the first correction was the title. It's the wrong title. The original title is The Veil of Isis, and that would be correct. But they changed it into Isis Unveiled. There's a great difference between those two titles. Blavatsky quoted many works from the antique world and philosophers and so forth. That led to the accusation that she is plagiarism. She is plagiarizing works of other people and saying, I did that, which is of course not true. She points towards that fact that many great teachings were destroyed in wars and so forth. But we should ask ourselves, where did Blavatsky really get her knowledge from about that ancient wisdom? She was searching, and she was traveling to the east and in other parts of the planet, and she was totally dedicated to that task, to that goal, to find that ancient wisdom, or in her was a feeling that there is more, that there is something that was hidden until now, and that it would be her work, the purpose of her life, to discover that again. And indeed it was like this. There were of course other people who were looking in that direction, but she was the most dedicated one. And she was chosen by two great souls, I would say by two monads, using the terms of secret doctrine and the Book of Light. These two monads in human bodies were Mahatma Gotami and Moria. They were the teachers of Blavatsky. They discovered, they felt her vibration, and so they responded. I should mention that there is a great Tibetan sage, Tsongkhapa, 14th century. He was a reformer of Tibetan Buddhism. And another great reformer, of course, and it has to do also with Isis Unveiled and with secret doctrine, was Mahatera Dr. Georg Grimm, who reawakened true Buddhism, not the false teaching, I may say, of the Dalai Lama, who claims that nirvana means annihilation. Well, that is true, but not annihilation of the being, but of that which the being essentially is not, anatta, of the non-self. The self itself, or the monad, cannot be touched. It touches matter, periodically surrounding itself with sheaths, could say with different bodies, physical, emotional, astral, and so forth, and living in the material world through those vehicles.